y'all? It's Danielle.
What was the biggest lesson you learned being in that situation that you went through?
Every time I turn around, it's like I'm losing somebody else that I care about. You know what I mean? Hold on.
Give me a hug.
Girl, don't get me emotional for real.
Hey guys, it's your girl Oriana here, and I'm back with another video. Welcome back to Testimony Tuesdays. So, some of y'all know I started this podcast due to how people portray social media as this big thing, and I'm just here to tell you that social media is not real. Social media definitely plays a big part in this generation. We see negative stuff and we see positive stuff, but more. So, I am on the positive side. But today is different. Like, this is crazy different. Like, y'all been requesting this person so much, and I'm glad to have her on this podcast. Like, really. Before I introduce this guest, I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to smash that bell. Y'all ready for me to reveal? Y'all ready? Y'all, so we have
What's up, y'all? It's Danielle. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm really, glad to be working with Ori.
Kayla. I know her by Kayla.
Okay.
You nervous?
I'm a little
You?
nervous. I can't lie, but it's okay.
I brought Kayla on because y'all requested her, and I also wanted her as a guest because I just felt like, everything that she's been going through, I definitely feel for her. I just want to, get into the feel first before we actually dive deep. But, like, how are you feeling, like, right now? Like, how are you feeling, like, just being here?
Oh, right now, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I feel very comfortable here. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm not gonna be judged if I talk and open up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I need to sugarcoat anything, and I can just, like, vent, like, how I want to vent. Because, I haven't been able to, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Without getting judged or getting stuff thrown back at me. So, I'm comfortable. Like,
Okay.
so
I'm glad that,
checker.
like, I make you comfortable, and I, like, just you giving me the opportunity for you to, like, feel safe, because, like, that's all that's really what I care about, like, for you to be comfortable, because I know, like, how I would get, like, it's hard for me to, like, open up to people, like,
me
definitely,
too.
because, like, I definitely agree with you when you said about, like, stuff getting thrown back
Yeah,
at
like, you use it again. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
so it's just, like, dang, like, I felt so comfortable telling you, like, how I felt. So now, like, you using that to, like,
right, like, I was vulnerable with you.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I
Like,
definitely,
yeah, that's why I be having,
I definitely feel for that. But let's just move on. Like, how are you, like, mentally? Like, with everything that's going on around you, like, how are you, like, mentally? And it's okay to be honest. Like, girl, like, it's okay to say you're not okay. If I'm not okay, I'm gonna cry.
Okay, look, because I want to. I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel like this past, like, 2 weeks been, like, a real buildup of, like, bad things happening to me. You know what I mean? And it's, like, these past few months, like, I know some people, like, seeing on social media, like, the past stuff I was dealing with before I you know what I mean, remove myself from certain situations, but, like, getting stuff back to back, and I'm not gonna lie, it gets tiring, but, like, me, like, I'm real strong-minded, like, it took me a long time to, like, get the mental strength that I have now, but, like, I'm not okay, like, I'm not, like, it's, like, some days I just be wanting to just cry about stuff, but, like, I don't be having nobody there for real. Like, I have friends and people, but, like, I just, like, the vulnerable thing really just makes me, like, not want to, like, do it, because, like, every time I turn around, it's like I'm losing somebody else that I care about. You know what I mean? I want to get emotional, bro.
Like,
but it's like,
I don't want you to get too like, I don't want to, like, dig too deep for you to, like, cry.
Yeah.
And you, like, mess up your lashes, or, like, I don't want to get too deep, but, like, like, it's a safe space here. So, girl, if you cry, I might even cry with you. Like, definitely can feel for you. Like, I feel like I've been in a place like that. So it definitely took a lot for me to get here, the point I am now, but for you to be strong-minded, like, on your own, and, like, you going through all that, like, you strong. I'm gonna tell you that, because it's strong for you to, like, keep going after, like, everything that you're going through, because a lot of people don't have the capability of doing that. Some people, like, oh, I'm going through this one situation, and it's millions of people watching me on social media, and it's just like, you kept going, you kept striving and doing, like, what you love to do, showing up for your supporters, and still being the influencer that you want to be, and I love that. I congratulate you.
Thank you so
and
much,
if
girl.
nobody told you that they're proud of you, I know I am, because when I seen all this going down, like, something in my heart is like, I can't hold no grudge. I can't hold no grudge, because me getting my life to Christ, regardless of what situation happened, I know in my heart it would be wrong for, oh no, she's going through that. That's what she did, but it's like I couldn't do that. So me reaching out to you, it was actually like genuine, and like not even on no like stuff out of spite. I don't do that. Like, and I actually met you before,
so it's not like we didn't know each other.
I just wanted to get that off my chest. I actually like cared for you, and I actually am proud of you that you kept going and not letting the negativity get towards you. You know,
like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say like I didn't want to like get off of social media. Like, everybody seen what was going on, and it was just like, dang, like everybody seen my situation. And then especially when like social media, like a lot of people look at our situations as like entertainment, like regardless on how much it can mess up your mental and bring you down, nobody thinks like, dang, like maybe this girl isn't okay because of this, or you know what I mean, like they just judge. Definitely, like, it's like when all of the stuff was going on, I was finding everything out in real time. Like, my reactions were raw reactions. Like, my anger, like, that was raw. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the people, it's just like, oh, girl, you're doing too much. And this is, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Picking sides about stuff, but not just sitting back as a human and being like, dang, like, that situation is kind of messed up. Like, I feel for her. Like, I see why she's so upset. Like, I see why, you know what I mean? It was just like,
for you to, like, be so open and tell about, like, you know, like, what was going on. I could tell that it was, like, had to come out. I found that strong, and I like never was the type to like stick up for myself. So it's like sometimes like I pick and choose, but like I feel like if it's gonna cause too much, I'll hold it in. But like for you to like, okay, she stood on like what she said, like she's not afraid of nothing.
Yeah, no,
like
I feel like life is just full of experiences and lessons. You know what I mean? So definitely was a lesson and experience that I learned from. But there are some people who do care like that, who are like, oh no, like don't do that. You know what I mean? Like if I done something, if I know that it was a mistake and I'm learning from it, I don't care about expressing my mistake to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you never know who's watching. You never know what's going on. Like, I'm not going to, and I'm not going to lie either. Like, I can't lie. Like, it's going to catch up to me. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I'm going to lay anything out, I'd rather me do it than anyone else to feel like they have power over me. You know what I mean? So that was really just that. It was just like, I just didn't want to feel like somebody was just dangling something over my head. You know what I mean?
Definitely. What are you like passionate about? What has your heart like, okay, I want this? Like,
I haven't really like made like an announcement on it yet, but since I am switching like my platform, like the niche for it, I want to start bringing music to my platform. Yes, like, and I love music. Like, I really do love music. Like, it helps me express myself more. And I feel like I'm kind of cutting myself short because, like, I got a talent. You know what I mean? So
you have a beautiful talent. Like, I'm being so serious. Like, have you ever thought about, like, singing in a church?
No, I haven't. Like my aunt, she used to do it like actual music, but you know, with the music industry, it's real like dangerous on some like that. So when she was doing music, she didn't like everything that was going on, so she switched over and she became like a gospel singer. So now she sings for like church and stuff like that. Me, like, I've been following in my aunt's footsteps. Like, she the reason why I started singing in the first place. So singing regular music, like, it's like a breath taker, but like whenever I sing like gospel, it's like
you feel
it.
Like
you like it's like a soul thing.
Yeah,
like, I don't know, it just hits so much better than just regular music, you know what I mean? But I don't know right now. I just know that I have that thought and I want to like just proceed with
like
it.
Use your talent, like using the gift that God gave you. And like you have been on my mind. I was just like, Kayla, like, and I be seeing like your singing videos. I be like, Kayla has such a beautiful voice. Like, if she bring that in the church, if she even sing my favorite gospel song to me, I'm gonna have to record it and just like play it over again, because like I listen to gospel music all the time. Like,
I know the song, bro. I just don't know the exact name, but I think it's You Say, or I believe it's one of those. But about how like we like talk down on ourselves, but like God like sees so much better for us. So like when I be singing, I be like, girl, I do feel like that.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? I get
like
emotional
God
crying.
really like how we view ourselves. God doesn't see us like that. So God is like, I don't know why you speaking down on yourself. Why are you? That's not you.
Like, you don't see what I see.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, like, God, I'm trying to see what you see. Show me. Like, I be praying for that. I be like, God, show me. Like, when I be having my doubtful days, I be like, God, please show me. Like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Looking into, what do you feel like people misunderstand about you the most? I know what it feels like to be so misunderstood, and I feel like I be having to explain myself to people so much. But now I got to the point where I don't even care to explain, because like no matter what I say, people still have this thought about me in their head, or like whatever I got going on. But what do you feel like that people misunderstand you about?
Okay, with me, I don't want to be seen as messy or a fighter. You know what I mean? Like, that's not me, but I'm so, like, easily, I need to work on controlling my emotions, because I'm a really emotional person, like, you know what I mean? And I'm big on principle and respect. So whenever I feel like that's played with, it's like people look at me like, oh, like, she's finna crash out. Like, expect Kayla to do that. Expect Kayla to fight. Like, call Kayla if you need anything. Because, you know, Kayla gon'. But I have a lot of respect for the people that I care about. You know what I mean? So it's like whenever they feel played with, I'm not the crash out friend. I'm protective. That's what it is. And one thing I'm protective about my friends, but I'm more protective about myself too. Like, and with everything that's been going on, like even past situation, like months ago in the summer, like when I was in certain situations, people were looking at me like, Kayla, like, you know how people want you to treat somebody how you treat them? I'm not that type of person. Like, I can't. If you treat me bad, it's like, dang, like, yeah, you treat me bad, but that's your character.
Yeah, that's your character.
Like, I don't want to change my character, or it will be like, Kayla, like, cut that girl off, like, she's showing you this, but I can't be a 50% friend. Like, I'm 100%.
Like,
you know
all
the
way, like,
So I feel like on the media, like, a lot of people were looking at me like, well, Kayla, like, I can't really feel bad for you, because, like, you know what I mean? I've been told you to act this way with this person, but
they don't understand
my heart,
because it's like, you don't understand until you actually in that situation. I knew, like, if I actually mess with somebody so hard, I love someone so hard, and I'm willing to do whatever, like, whatever. You not the type to do that, but me, I'm on that. Literally. So it's just like, I really have to save myself from friendships like that, like, seriously. And because, like, the same image that, like, you know, people try to portray you, they definitely portrayed me the same way, because I was always in mess, in drama, very problematic. I can definitely take accountability for that, but for me to be in that situation, it was me always sticking up for somebody else and their problems. But when it came down to me, oh, nobody was there. Like, I was, it seemed like I was fighting my own battles, but like when I'm stepping 10 toes behind you, and it's just like, you're
not doing the same to me. Like, that's how it was though. Like, one of the main things that somebody will portray on me is that I give more than what I give out, which I can admit, because it's been shown. But
it's definitely a learning experience.
It definitely, because it is people out there who are just like me, who reciprocate my energy. It's just like, I just can't pour certain energy into certain people who don't give you that. You know what I mean? So I feel like that was definitely a learning experience I had to get. But that's one. And I feel like since I carry myself like I don't care, or like I like brush it off and be happy on the media, like a lot of people don't think that, like, I feel like they don't really understand like how I feel about things. You know what I mean? Because I would probably go on live, and I'll be live like for hours. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't even think anything was wrong with me, but in reality,
I'm this close to crashing out.
I'm trying to keep it together, but it's like, bro, like I probably just need one more bad thing to happen, and I'm just gonna just lose it. Like, that's how I feel. But I feel like a lot of people don't think to be like, oh no, like, don't treat her like this, don't say this to her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the media is so mean.
Like, I'm really not scared of the media now, but like, if you was to ask me like a couple months ago, like, I used to care about what people think, like, so serious. Like, that used to like get to me like so bad. Oh my gosh, like, why are they playing with my character right now? Because you don't know me. Why are you saying I'm this kind of person? I'm not. Like, I'm nothing like that.
I feel like that's how I am right now.
Like, I'm nothing like that. It's hard to try to be the best version of yourself when people already got this thought, she's just messy, she's miserable, she's this kind of person. But people don't like to understand that people actually wants to change and wants to grow.
Exactly.
So I definitely feel you on that. Just holding everything in, but you still can keep your composure. Like, you don't even look like what you've been through. Like, when I say you look good right now.
Girl, you look good.
You look so good. You look so good. Like, girl, like, you do not look like what you've been through. And since we talking about social media, so what made you want to start becoming, like, a influencer and a content creator? Like,
I want to say I had about 70K when I was in high school. My people was like, start a YouTube. I feel like I've been through a lot of things, and with what I went through, I used to feel so alone, because I feel like nobody else went through what I went through. I was like, I'm just going to share my story, and I'm, going to open up and let people know what I've been through. And then once I did that, more people started coming to me like, I've been through the same thing, and you helped me. Like, your story helped me. And with me being able to be open and vulnerable with them and letting them know that, like, you're not alone. Like, I don't want nobody to feel how I felt.
Yeah.
Because when I felt that way, it was like, I feel like my mental was more low because I feel like I didn't have anyone to relate to.
Yeah.
Getting to know my supporters and, like, hearing that I'm helping them makes me want to go harder. And I love my support base because like my supporters, like, they're so like genuine. Like no matter no bad that I go through on the media or in real life, like they're just there. Like that's
and
why
they understand what you're going through.
Exactly, they know
can relate.
Exactly. I feel like since I made that connection, like they know my character, they know me, so it's like nah, like I know Caleb.
I'm telling, like, these people don't even know, like, being a social media influencer, content creator, that drains you.
It
like
does.
You see different opinions about you, and it's not even like 1 or 2 comments, y'all. This is 1,000.
Man, DMs too.
Yeah, like
what? Like
we see everything. They don't think that we do, but
just because we see it, just because we got a little following, don't mean nothing, baby. I
see everything. I go through my requests. Like I be like, dang, like with the death threats. Like, are y'all serious right now?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why do you want me to go?
Like
why are you even going? Like, why? The situation is never that serious.
It's not that deep.
It's never that deep. Like, I would be like, bro, like, why are you really that mad? Like, what?
You're more mad than me. Like, I wasn't even thinking that. Like, hold on, I'm pissed right now. But you're way more pissed than me.
Like you're living. Like, there's no reason why you should feel that way. But, like.
And that's what influencing is. Influencing someone, I look at it in a good way, in a good, positive way. Leading someone down a good path. That's
Definitely.
Influencing. So for you, like, having a connection with your supporters, and they can feel, even if they never met you in real life, they can feel you through a screen, because everybody's on the screen when they're on social media. Things that you have been through that I probably haven't been through, but it can help someone else.
Definitely.
So definitely think you're an influencer.
Thank you.
Definitely, because no matter like what people are saying about you, you basically saying that you have a connection with these people and building a bond. That's influencing, and influencing to be on the right path regardless of all the negative stuff that's going on around you, that it's okay to keep going, it's okay to fulfill,
and it's okay to not be okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when people look at kids or like early teens, they feel like they don't go through things because they haven't lived life yet. You know what I mean? And I feel like when I was going through what I was going through, like, my feelings were so invalidated, but I didn't have anyone to be like, it's okay to feel how you feel. Like, your age doesn't matter. You can go through anything at any age. You know what I mean?
And was your family, like, the type to be like, okay, suck it up, like, it's just life? Like,
I love my mom. So, like, Mom, if you're watching this, I love you. But at the time, like, I feel like my mom, she's not an emotional person like me. Like, I'm the most emotional, for real. Like, I'm more in tune with my emotions. I'm more physical. Like, I love words of, affirmation, all these other things. And my mom, she's the type, like, she's blunt. Like, I don't want to say she doesn't care, but because she cares about me. My mom cares about me, but she handled things differently.
It's basically how she grew up
that's how
too.
she grew up too.
So everyone is
I
definitely I definitely had to learn that, because me living with my mom in a single parent household of all girls, and my mom was not emotional. Like, it's just like, I've been through way worse than what you went through.
Exactly.
Suck it up.
Or it was like, girl, like, you haven't went through anything yet. Like,
our generation needs someone to lean on. Definitely. Like, we need the comfort. We need the reassurance. Like, okay, everything's gonna be okay. Instead of like, it's life. Like, it's like, dang. Like,
okay, because life is life, and maybe we only go through this one time, and it's like, it's so hard sometimes. You know what I mean? So
what gave you motivation to keep going during hard times?
I'm gonna lie, like, the biggest thing that was keeping me going was myself. Like, I had to keep speaking good on myself. Like, the power of tongue is so real. Like, when I say it's so real, like, I used to be so negative with myself, Ori. Like, it was so bad. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not finna be talking bad like that. Like, I'm gonna turn my life around. I'm gonna get through whatever I'm going through. Like, you deserve better, so work for it. You know what I mean?
I love her. Like, I'm being so for real. Like, she's telling my story, but from her point of view, and it's just like, girl, where you been?
No, for real. No, for real though. I feel like nobody could have really got me out of the state unless like I wanted to get myself out of there. Like, sometimes I don't need people to give me advice. I just need somebody to listen. Yeah. And it was like, okay, when I figured out that nobody was like trying to like necessarily hear me, and they was more like trying to tell me what to do with it. Yeah. It was like, okay, I'm gonna talk to myself. So I started journaling more. I started like writing how I felt in like music, stuff like that. Like doing things that would help me. So I feel like that was like my biggest motivation because I wanted to turn my life around.
I really can relate because like I spoke so negative. Like I really thought like it got to the point I started believing the negative things that people were saying about me, and it just like.
Because it's so hard to ignore the hate comments and the DMs.
Because it's like, it be so bold. Like, the words are so little, but it seems big.
Out. It sticks out more than the positive sometimes. Like,
because it'd be a whole bunch of good comments, but it's just like that one or two comments that's just negative. It's just like
pick at you. Like, yeah.
Comments, I don't know, like people, I be trying to, like, people don't be thinking like
how they could affect somebody
else's day. Like
you could.
I could be on my last straw.
That's what I'm saying. Like that could have been my.
That could be my 13th reason.
That's what I'm saying.
And y'all gonna sit here and say this about me, and now, boom.
Thinking I'm not gonna see it. Now you feeling bad for me and stuff. Nah, baby.
They think that they're so perfect too.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because there's pros and cons on influencing and, you know, doing social media. But once you start doing social media, like, your life isn't just yours anymore. Like, everybody can just see everything. They're nosy about everything that you're doing. But whenever you make mistakes and our mistakes are public, you guys try to act like y'all don't do the same thing. Like, and I know they do. And I know they do.
Let's really get into that. Let's really clock their tea because how y'all gonna sit here and judge somebody else because of the relationships that they be going through, the hardships, all the struggles. A lot of people go broke. Let's get that clear. A lot of people go through breakups. A lot of people go through friendship problems, and people get exposed. All kinds of stuff. You probably got exposed. Let's not get into that, but
privately, like,
exactly.
If you got jumped in high school, baby, next week it's gonna be done. Like, nobody gonna think about it. But
it's on the internet.
It's like
people
it stays. It's permanent.
It sticks.
Like, you can't really run from the internet. So it's like y'all try to put on this narrative like y'all guys are just like the most perfect being ever. But I know that you guys go through the same mistakes, and even if you haven't, I know you know somebody else who has. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like that's one of the biggest cons because it's like, stop trying to act like you're so perfect.
I don't like that. What? Like, nobody is perfect in this world. Like, exactly. I'm telling you, and like, y'all gotta watch what y'all say to people because the same thing can happen to you.
Definitely.
And that's what I be trying to get to people, to tell people, like, y'all not perfect. Like, stop trying to. Everybody go through the same stuff. Everybody go through situations. If you ain't going through nothing right now, you gonna go through it soon. So
exactly.
Okay, what advice would you give someone that wants to start content creating?
I'm going to say, like, if you do want to start, be prepared to come in, like, with a strong mind and to not care about what other people think. Because on social media, they don't care to say how they feel about you, and you can't let that get to you. Another thing with starting content and doing social media is consistency really does pay off. Like, you just have to really be consistent with yourself because at the end of the day, like, the subscribers, the followers, all of that is going to come. You just have to put in the work for yourself to show people, like, okay, she's on her stuff. I like her. Or this is type of stuff she's
bringing. Nothing's like a handout either.
Exactly. So like you have to work for it. Like, it doesn't just fall into your lap. You know what I mean?
It don't work like life does not work like that. I used to think that way, but no.
Okay, me too. Because I was like, I'm thinking like, okay, I got the Instagram, I got the TikTok now. Yeah. You know, everybody.
I'm cool. Like, now everybody love me, but it's just okay. Like, where's the money coming from? Where's the, like, are you, like, okay?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, dang, why it's taking me so long to get monetized? Like, dang.
Like, I thought it was just gonna be one and done. Hold on.
Like that's what on TikTok and Instagram. Like,
YouTube is a different
It definitely is. Like, you really have to, like, work hard on YouTube because you could think like, okay, well, I have this amount of followers on these apps, so all of them just gonna transfer over. No, it's not like that. Because that's what I thought for a long time, like for months. Like, I didn't start being consistent until April. Actually pushing myself out there. Because at first I was just like, you know what, like, whoever subscribes. Like, I'm gonna do a post on my Instagram story and then, like, hope they, you know what I mean. But it wasn't like that because that was like a handout that I was trying to get. You know.
You know me. Like, I started my walk with Christ. I gave my life to Christ. I want to say, like, this journey has been the best decision I ever made. And you believe in God, right? You believe in God, right? Okay, so a moment in your life that you knew that God was real, like God like touched you.
Okay, now we're finna start opening up. Okay. My 9th grade year, I was taken advantage of, and it caused me to be angry because, like I said, I feel like nobody like understood me, and I felt so disgusted with myself. You know what I mean? Like when you go through something like that, like you don't feel like you're you, or like you have ownership of yourself. So I was just so angry, and I was fighting. I got expelled from my school, kicked off of like the things that was really putting me like, pushing me forward. And I transferred to my new high school. Like I was such a closed off person. Like the person I am now was nothing like that a few years ago, because I feel like everybody can do you wrong. Like everybody has the capability to do you a certain way, but I had no trust with no one. Like I barely had friends. Like I was just real to myself, because like my trust was so broken. I had to change my life around. Like I got back into cheer and track when I was in school, and they really disciplined me enough to be like, okay, Kayla, like you need to change this, because if you don't, like you're gonna end up dead or in jail, like really. Because the way that I was, it was like I was pulling up to people's houses. I was, you know what I mean, like just harassing people. Like I didn't want that for me. Like I didn't want to be angry. Like I got tired of feeling like I should just be on guard. Like I wanted to be understood, and I feel like nobody was understanding me. And my family is real big on like Christianity, so like they would be like, hey, let's just come to the church with me, but it took like me getting stripped from everything. Like I had to cut some of my family members off. Like I don't have a relationship with my dad, or like the other side of my family, like his side, their true colors just showed to me. You know what I mean? When I was praying, I was like, I do want to change, and I was asking God to just remove everything that doesn't like benefit me, or you know what I mean, like. And when family started going, I was like, oh my gosh, like, it's kind of hard, because it did bring me down too, because family is like, they're not like friends. Like this is somebody, like
this is like my blood.
That's what I'm saying. Like I shouldn't have to treat you like that, but me losing everything and the things that I was going through, it really pushed me to him. And I want to say, after all that, like I had cut my family off, and I came back to my mom's, but it was during COVID, and this one we was like quarantined, like, you know what I mean. And if your mental was bad during quarantine, like you already know where I'm coming from. Like you just felt so isolated. Like, and at the time, like my people didn't know I was taken advantage of. They didn't know like why I was the way that I was. So it's like I was by myself. On my birthday, I had attempted, and I'm sorry, I don't want to get emotional, but like thank God, like it didn't work, because like I feel
I'm
like
glad that you here.
Okay, no, for real, but hold on.
Give me a hug. Oh my goodness.
Girl, don't
like,
get emotional, for real.
It's okay. And I'm so sorry that like you went through that.
Thank you. But it's like, I don't know, I feel like my life couldn't turn around, you know what I mean? So it was kind of hard, like, to keep going, because it's like I couldn't get out of a hole that I was in, you know what I mean? So I don't know, like I just got tired, and I was just like, I don't want to be here anymore, because it just felt like nobody could understand. And at the time, like this is when like I said, like my mom, she's not an emotional person, so I would be like, Mom, like I'm not okay, you know what I mean? And she would say like, you haven't been through anything, but I couldn't open up to her, because whenever you go through like sexual assault, or like you have people who sometimes they blame the victim, you know what I mean? And like when the situation went down, my friend had asked me to bring her some food to this classroom for a football game, because she couldn't leave, but I was leaving. So I brought the food there. She was like, just drop it off in the classroom. But when I went in the classroom, like all the lights were off, and someone was in there. So that's why like it took me a long time to trust people again, because it was like the way everything played out, it was like, yeah, like that, it gave like setup, like you know what I mean?
Definitely gave.
Definitely. So that it was like I didn't want anyone to like be like, Kayla, you put yourself in this situation. Like, you deserve that. And, like, I was a cheerleader at the time. So, like, I don't want nobody to be like, oh, well, you was wearing this. Or, you know what I mean? Like, they always blame the victim.
They always going to blame the victim.
With me still being here and, like, it not working and seeing how it affected my family, it was like, I do want to change my life. And, like, I do want to start building a relationship with God, because one thing that I've learned is with me going through, like, things that I go through, when I don't turn to God and when I try to handle it on my own, it just feels like it's worse. You know what I mean? But when I do be vulnerable and I open up to him and I let him know what's going on and I pray for him to fix it and I put it in his hands, it gets better. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's one of the main reasons why I turned towards him, because I had to learn like the hard way. Like I was like, okay, well, if this isn't working, if like, you know what I mean, I don't want to let the devil win and actually, you know, take over my mental. So, you know, I'm just gonna turn to him and see where it goes from there. And
would you say like your relationship is like stronger now with God, or
yes.
like are you willing to like take or like the extra mile?
I still like. I feel like I'm still working on our relationship. You know what I mean? I'm still learning him. But I'm not perfect. Like, I still need to get out of like my worldly ways.
Yeah. So it's like I don't even have to say like actually like know what it's like having a relationship with God, because some people don't even know like what worldly is or anything like that. So like some of the questions that like I have in here, like I don't even have to ask. Like I'm just seeing like I'm like, oh my gosh, like she answered everything. Like
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I'm still trying to get away from like partying or I'm not really a drinker, but like whenever things do get hard for me, I can't say like I don't want to be like, oh, let me go buy some weed. You know what I mean? Like it's still things that I would turn to rather than turn into God. Yeah, I feel like I still have things that like I need to turn away from before I say that I'm like fully to Him, because I do want to give my life to God. Like, you know what I mean? I do want to, I really do, but I also like I feel like one thing that's just stopping me right now is that like I said, like I'm still trying to get away from the worldly things. Like I still have some friends who want to go out and club, and you know what I mean, like, and it's kind of harder to turn away from it, especially like at our age. Like you're in your prime, you know what I mean, like, and it's kind of harder to not be in that, especially like with the crowd that you're in. So I feel like that's one reason that's like not one reason, but that's one thing that's like holding me back from it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, I just don't want to like disappoint him when I do, like, let's say I do go and turn and give my life over to him. I know I'm still gonna make mistakes, but I don't want to say lie, but you know what I mean, like I don't.
Okay, so I definitely get what you're coming from, and this is where grace comes in. So we don't ever want to overuse His grace, but this is the thing, God did die on the cross for us, but He like we're all sinners, like everybody sins, preacher sins, like everybody sins. So there's nobody that's perfect. The thing that you can do and all He wants from you is your heart and for you to try. So I'm gonna give you this analogy. So like say if like you have a child, right? And if this is your child, you're willing to do whatever for your child. Like you're gonna love your child unconditionally. But when your child is being disobedient and not following the rules or anything like that, but only want to call on you for something, and like, well, do you love me for me, or do you love me for what I can do? So I can say I definitely feel like you can do it. It is definitely hard. That was like the biggest struggle for me too, dealing with, you know, partying and drinking and the people that I was surrounded with. But it's just like, I think about it like this: if I want to get to that place, like if I want to get to the heaven gates, right? If I actually want to experience like real genuine love, and not from the people, not just from the people around me, but the person that brought me onto this earth, it's just like there's no better love than that. And I'm telling, like, the blessing's not gonna stop. All that stuff is still gonna be there. I just feel like you building a relationship with God, your life is gonna be so much better. Like I'm willing to like be not even just like a friend, but like a sister in Christ to even help you like build that relationship with Him, because I definitely understand what it comes from, like all the people around you. But it's like it comes to a point like I want to like you don't have to cut them people off, but if it's in God's timing, it will be in His timing. But if you actually wanting to take that step, I'm definitely like here to support you and just be here. Cause like just like okay, people even saying like it's like an accountability thing. So like I'm not gonna be on your butt like, okay, you can't do this, but cause I was there at one point. But it's just like I'm just gonna do my best to plan. Yeah. So okay, what was the biggest lesson you learned being in that situation that you went through?
One lesson that I've learned from is that when people show you like who they are, like take that. Cause me, like I'm the type, like I don't want to say I love giving second chances, cause like dang, but I'm forgiving. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I know that like I was never a perfect person. Like I still had things that I worked on. I don't want to say I give people the benefit of the doubt, but I do. And I decide to keep on giving them second chances, even though they show me the type of person they are. And another thing that I learned from is that everybody isn't you. You know what I mean? Like how you carry yourself, your morals, your principles, everybody doesn't have that. So with me, when I was giving my second chances, I was like, okay, well, I'm this type of way, so I'm going to give them another chance to see if they can fix it. But they don't want it to be fixed. Like, I can't expect somebody to actually, if they don't ask for a second chance, like, stop giving it. You know what I mean? And I feel like that whole situation, like, it was so many red flags. You know what I mean? From the jump that I just ignored.
Because you looked past it because it's like you loved it.
Yeah, like, I cared about the people. So I ignored it because I was genuine with them, and I actually seen a friendship with them, but that doesn't mean it was reciprocated back to me. And it was showed to me plenty of times, but I ignored it. I feel like I could have put that into play, but that's definitely a lesson I learned now. Like, now I know how to move with people moving forward. So
yeah, I just want to say I appreciate you so much for even coming on here and being open and vulnerable and being like even comfortable with me. Like, I'm honored. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, because I feel like the kind of like heart that I have, and for you to even just feel comfortable being around me just shows like, wow, like people like I got that kind of heart. Like,
yeah,
trust me. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. Like, even when you reached out to me, it was like I didn't think it was out of spite or anything. Like, you genuinely seemed concerned for me, and like I appreciate that, and I appreciate you because like you don't have people in the world like you. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? I see what you're doing. I notice you, and like I do appreciate you because like I it was definitely needed. Like, it feels good to have somebody to be able to be vulnerable with and not be judged with it. You know what I mean? So,
like, cause it's like I definitely can feel for you, and even like building like a friendship or anything. If you need someone to call, like, you can definitely call me, and like me even just reaching out, and like I just be making sure like you okay. I'm
definitely
like, you cool. Like, but I just want to say thank y'all for watching this video. Make sure y'all go subscribe and go tune in to Kay. I hope y'all like this video. What did y'all get the intake? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I love y'all. Jesus Christ loves y'all more. And I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye. I'm not gonna lie, that was so good. Like, that wasn't even